Come on, phone, do things. Okay, so it's on live.
Yes. Do you want to talk?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. It'll take a few seconds. Ah. We have audio, right?
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Confirming there is audio.
Yeah. I think that seems right. But it could also technically be listening there.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing there is audio.
And you were here many years ago now. It's been a while now.
Hello, welcome in.
Hi.
Can you sit back there?
Yes, I believe so. And that's usually mine. They're so cute.
Hi guys. How's it going? What do you study?
Study?
Yeah. What do you study?
Soil science?
Soil science.
Same
In this
here.
building?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
Just came up from class.
Oh, really? Awesome.
List.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What got you interested in this?
I want to reduce my meat intake.
Yeah.
So I do eat meat.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to move towards less and less and less.
Yeah.
I've been vegan for a couple months. I've been vegetarian
Really?
since high school. Now,
Awesome.
so, yeah.
What made you make the shift finally?
I finally started buying my own food. I was on dining hall
Yeah.
at a tiny school that had no vegan options in the cafeteria.
College or like high
Yeah,
school?
college. My high school, I just didn't know about like the dairy industry or the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to eat meat, but then
Yeah.
I just had no idea. Then college, I was trying to eat vegan in a cafeteria that just had no vegan options, and the dining hall did not listen to me when I asked.
Yeah.
So, finally buying my own food, coming to grad school.
You're in graduate school now? Okay, awesome. Yeah. This lady just walked out. She was a student at University of Arizona. And she also pushed so much, and then her school kept throwing fit, and then she just didn't give up. She and her friend, two students, convinced University of Arizona to start a fully plant-based, vegan vegetarian dining hall. Yeah. So their job is to not listen to you. That's they get paid not to ignore you. And they know that if they do that enough times, then you just graduate and they don't have to deal with you. So our job is to be consistent. So, but yeah, I'm so glad. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Soil science?
Soils and soil hydrology.
Okay. Sounds very cool.
I want to do ecosystem restoration after, but what I have funding to do here.
Yeah.
Soil science. So.
PhD or master's?
Masters.
Good. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna get started.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm calling the pizza place to
Sure.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm gonna get started.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Good job with the basement.
Ooh. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Right on time. Thank you for coming. I know that some of you are vegan, some of you are not. I don't want to talk to people who already know what's up. So I really appreciate that you gave it an open mind and came here. And I know that it's cold. I hate the cold. I also hate the hot. So I live in Texas, pretty much hate the weather all the time. But thank you for pushing through, showing up here. I don't know if you saw the poster that said, the best speech that you will ever hear. It's not because I'm the best speaker. It's because I think it's just the most important topic that we need to talk about. And yeah, so I guess that's me. My name is Faraz. I'm a biomedical and food system scientist. My background is biomedical sciences. I will tell you a lot about my background later. But I'm here today to talk to you about the food system, animals, veganism, animal rights, and all that stuff. A disclaimer about me is I'm not a politician. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not here to sell you any ideas. I'm not even a public speaker. I'm an introvert and shy. Every time I'm in front of people, like part of me dies. Seriously, I think every time I give public presentation, I have to push myself out of my comfort zone. But I think this is just extremely important for us to discuss. And what we are going to discuss today is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be an uncomfortable topic. There is no good way to go about it that doesn't make some of us feel a little uncomfortable. So I'd like to ask, how many people here love animals? Okay, all of us? Yeah. So I like to ask that because the next question I'd like to ask is, what do we mean by loving animals? Do we mean that we just love cats and dogs and, fuzzy, cute animals, or do we think that animals deserve to be respected? I'd like you to think about this discussion we're going to have in the next 40 minutes. Oh, by the way, the pizza, the free food is not a scam. There will be food. All right, I promise you. If you don't find food after the lecture, just come eat me. Unless you've gone vegan at that point, then you can't. But I'd like you to think about this lecture not as an academic lecture necessarily, but as an opportunity to do something extremely impactful and satisfying with your life. Why do I say that? I think throughout my education and professional career, I experimented with a lot of different things: environmental protection, animal protection, human rights protection. And it's always searching for an answer. And what is it that finally makes you satisfied? At some point in my career, I made a lot of money. And if I'll tell you about my background a little bit. If you know where I'm coming from, just making it to having a decent job, in Austin, Texas, working in biopharma, making, I don't know, $400,000 per year. That was a very decent job. I don't have a family member in the US. I've nuked bridges behind my back. So if I screw up my life, I don't have a parent to go to their houses. But at any given point, when I thought that I need to talk about an issue, whether that was LGBT rights or human rights or animal rights, I did it anyways. Even when I was in biopharma, the research itself was something I always wanted to do. And of course, it paid well. But I just wasn't happy. Every single day, I just woke up, went to the lab, and I was miserable. To a point that at that point, maybe 10 years of being vegan, I was like, is this that B12 deficiency that's finally hitting me? But it just turns out it was the wrong thing to do for me. So I think for part of my life, I always was depressed. And I think the reason for that was I was pursuing happiness. I read all these books about why am I not happy? Anywhere I looked in the world, I saw some shitty thing happening, and I just didn't have the power to fix it. And after all that, I realized I was asking the wrong question, because I can inject you with some chemical and make you feel happy momentarily, and then you're going to crash and feel sad again. But if you pursue satisfaction and something meaningful with your life, you will not feel that way. I want you to take a look at these guys in history, right? And first, ask yourself, everyone has a place? This is free too, by the way. All right, you guys are with me again? I want you to think about, just look at their faces for a second, right? They don't look happy in the way that we define happiness. Like, they look pretty, otherwise we would define it as miserable, right? And I haven't been like best buddies with them, but I think that if you go to Gandhi or MLK or Rosa Parks and ask them, how do you feel? Is there anything else you'd rather do? They would say no. They would say, I'd rather die than do anything else with my life. And I think that's really just the goal. It's not like looking happy in pictures and smiling. It's doing something that is absolutely meaningful. Another thing I want you to think about is what these people have in common. What they were talking about was not something that was accepted by the rest of the society. If you think about like slavery and racism, at times they were legal and normal, right? I think today we admire these people because they had the courage to do something that was right at the time when other people didn't get it. So think about this whole discussion we're going to have. This is your chance. I want you to ask, like, whatever you're studying, whether it's environment, politics, philosophy, psychology, finance, business, whatever it is, what's the end goal here? You want to make some money to have a decent life, sure. Then what's next after that, right? And so think about something absolutely beautiful and amazing that you can do with your life. The problem is the issue I'm going to talk to you about, the animals issue, hasn't been even on our radar. So when you're thinking about, I care about the environment and human rights and this, this one is not even in front of you. And when I say this is one of the most important speeches you are going to hear, it's because of that. And you know, obviously people tell me, like, what about human rights issues and other bigger issues in the world? This is my hometown. This is Tehran. I'm originally from Iran. And this picture is from a few months ago when there was like active bombardment in my hometown. And my mom could literally like hear rockets landing around where she lives. And you know, nowadays you hear about Iran. Just a few weeks ago, the government killed like, at the very least, like 30,000 people in the course of just a few days. Protesters, peaceful protesters, horrible things that are happening. I talked to my mom like 2 days ago, and she was saying that she's trying to go buy like dry bread because there could be like war at any given time, and like, you know, she just wants to have some food at home. Like, that's the situation I have other shit in my life that I need to deal with. But the reason I'm in front of you to tell you about animal rights and what's happening to animals is because I think it's the biggest and most neglected form of oppression of all time. And here's why. I took this picture when I was flying from Austin, Texas to Chicago. And I'm a pilot and I'm an aviation fan. I love flying, but nowadays every time that I fly, I feel like I'm miserable because every time I look down, this is what I see. Do you guys know what these are? CAFOs. What are CAFOs? Concentrated
animal feeding operation.
Yeah, so basically animal farms. So in each one of these buildings, this is what's happening inside, right? In that one picture, in this just one scene, there are several million birds being exploited to death in like the worst horrible conditions you can possibly imagine. And the depressing fact for me is that when I'm on this like, you know, flying tube with another 200 people, I'm like, we are looking at the same thing. But it sometimes feels like other people don't know what they're looking at, or they choose not to think about it, one or another. And the crazy thing is, if inside these buildings just replace these chickens with dogs, we would not have let that happen in the US. There would be riots everywhere. I think it was two weeks or 3 weeks ago, in the US alone, we killed 800 million chickens to have about 1.5 billion chicken wings for Super Bowl. It's not because anyone needs chicken wings to survive, obviously. We did that because it's fun. And the irony of that is half of Americans who were eating these chicken wings, they were probably petting their dogs at the same time when they were watching the game. So what's up with this cognitive dissonance? And I want to ask you a few questions here. I didn't think about these things. Just like this, something about me, I was not born vegan or vegetarian. I ate meat, eggs, dairy. I didn't become vegan because I stopped liking the taste of this stuff. It's just, you just open your eyes. And at some point, you have to make this difficult question. Do I want to be a reason that this continues, or do I want to change? Now, I want to ask you a few questions here. When we say we love animals, what do we mean? Do we love cute and fuzzy ones, or do we think that animals deserve to be respected? When we say we love a dog, what is it about them that we love? I think it's the fact that they're individuals. You interact with them, they get happy, they get sad. You step on their foot. Like so many people say, I don't care about animals. I was like, don't lie to me. I know if you step on a dog's foot and they yelp, something in your heart will be in pain. And you just say, you literally apologize to the dog, right? We do care about animals. Is it truly possible to care about them and then at the same time pay for them to be exploited and abused and to steal what's theirs? Another question, how do we decide which animals to eat and which ones to love? And the question for you is that, did you choose it? Or did you just grow up in a society that chose it for you? Because I guarantee you, if you were born somewhere else in the world, you might be worshiping cows today. You might be eating dogs. You did not choose that. This is solely because where you were born. It's not like you sat down one day, you are like, let's logically come up with a solution, come up with a thought, which animals deserve our compassion and which ones should be eaten. If you love meat and cheese as much as I did, here's another question. Did you choose to like these products? Because a lot of people tell me, oh yeah, I would go vegan and just love meat, right? But did you actually choose it? Because I guarantee you, if you were born somewhere else in the world, if you grew up by eating like, I don't know, tofu and oat milk or soy milk, what should I do to convince you to eat like flesh of another animal? You'll be disgusted. What should I do to convince you instead of plant-based milk, please come drink breast milk of cows? When you think about it, that's like, sometimes I go to Starbucks and I say, do you have something that's not breast milk? They're like, what? And they just think I'm a foreigner, I don't know the terminology. But it's like, that's how normalized it has become. The idea here is that you didn't choose to like bacon. You just ate it. If it wasn't familiar to you, you wouldn't have liked it. And let's say we actually like the taste. Do we think taste or anything else, like pleasure, tradition, culture, convenience, do we think these are good reasons to continue? Okay. Taste, pleasure, convenience, tradition. Do we think these are good reasons to continue this? Do you think, in this speech, I'm gonna use terms like slavery, oppression, victims, things like that for other animals. And if you have an issue with that, that's probably the core issue we're gonna talk about. Do you think slavery and oppression and injustice unique to humans, is it possible to enslave members of other species? Because as soon as you understand that they are not objects, they are sentient individuals. If they are not enslaved, if they are not slaves, what are they? Are they free? They don't look free to me. And lastly, do you think there is a humane and kind way to kill animals. Because at the end of the day, everyone says factory farms are bad. There's got to be a good way to do this. Humane. Raise your hand if you've heard the word humane. Yeah. Can someone define what humane means? Not the vegans. Can someone define, or even vegans, well, just tell me what humane means.
Showing compassion or benevolence.
Absolutely. The dictionary definition of the word humane means act of kindness and compassion. It's an industry term. It's used by industry to make us feel better by labeling these products as humanely raised, grass-fed, organic, pasture-raised, as if they are being taken care of with care. And I don't disagree. There might be farms where animals are treated a little better or a little worse. But at the end of the day, the question is, why are we killing somebody, right? If you're killing someone because you like the taste of their body parts and their milk and egg, that's selfish. That's anything but humane and kind. Does that make sense? So take a look at this. This is a kill calculator. It should not exist. This doesn't exist for humans. The reason that I can't stand in front of you and talk about any other issue in the world, the reason that I say this is the biggest blind spot, moral and legal blind spot in society is this. And I ask you, show me something that kills more animals, causes more pain and suffering in the world. I will shut up right now. I will go focus on that cause. So when I say that, like in college, college is a great place. You're trying to understand what other sorts of injustices there are and get yourself into something meaningful. But this is not even something we have to think about even once. But obviously, when I was in college, at your age, I wasn't asking these questions. And that's why my passion is to bring these questions to colleges today. And so I tell you a little about my background. This is me day one, look like a potato. And this is the last picture I have with my mom. This is Tehran International Airport. She's obviously still alive, but for reasons I'll mention, I can't go back to my home country, and she can't leave, and that's why this, unless there is a revolution in Iran and something happens, this could be the last time I saw her. And a few annoying things here is also like, I always feel a little uneasy to share this picture because my mom is actually not religious, but in Iran, women are forced to wear hijab, and if they don't, then they can actually lose their head. And yeah, another annoying thing is that the last picture I have with my mom has sausage in it. So my bachelor was actually chemical engineering, and during that time I became interested in environment because there was this big oil spill in Gulf of Mexico. And you know, I kept asking myself, what is something better and bigger I can do? What is the best thing I can do with my life? I think I want you to ask that question. Like, you have one life. You have somewhere between, we don't know, maybe we die tomorrow. It sounds depressing, but that's a fact. We could die anywhere from tomorrow until maximum maybe 50, 60 years, 70 years, right, if you're young. You have one shot in this life. What is that cause that we need to really focus on? I was asking myself that, and I was like, I'm not satisfied. At the same time, this is me, I'm a musician, and so I had a few friends, these guys, they studied theater, and they used to go to hospitals. This is based on the movie Patch Adams, or not the movie, the real character, an American doctor who went to hospitals and sort of wore a red nose and sort of, you know, made kids laugh. So we did that back in Iran. And again, it was really hard for me as like an introvert and a shy person to, you know, go and become a clown, basically. It's called clinic clowning. And, you know, it was really hard. In these rooms, you had like 6 or 7 beds with these mothers and their sick children. Oftentimes, they were like terminally ill. We told ourselves we shouldn't really connect and bond with these kids, but it was really hard because I'm a human after all. It's really hard to make them laugh and spend time with them and not like bond with them. And next week you go, they're not there, and you just you're too afraid to ask, what happened. And then after like that was like a turning point in my life. I was like, yeah, I don't think like petroleum or biofuel is the way to go for me. I just want to do cancer research. So I came to the US for my master's and doctorate. I worked on cancer in a cancer institute in Texas. After that, this is from the time when I was in biopharma. I was working on chronic diseases and zoonotic diseases, COVID-19 in this exact picture, and bird flu. And that's a time that I was still not very satisfied. Going back to college, this is my undergraduate university, University of Tehran, which is like the best university in my home country. And I think one reason that I'm back in universities, is because I think revolutions oftentimes start from universities. Right now, there are protests. Just after they killed 30,000, 40,000 people, there was like a moment of silence because people wouldn't go to streets again. But now, college students started like protesting. Again, in like one of them is University of Tehran. And of course, like you see happy students here because it's a stock image. That's a joke, you can laugh. I want to tell you about this day. In one of the days where we were like peacefully protesting, this is like the students, we had some guy who peacefully showed us like a peace sign. We were just basically protesting basic human rights in Iran. And these governmental forces, paramilitary forces, started beating this guy in the head with baton. And it's not like a fist fight that somebody just gets a broken nose. It's like this guy is gonna die. He was screaming. And then we were sort of trapped behind this because the gate was locked. And we really just, yeah. And then we couldn't do anything. And I really just hope that you never have to be in that situation, that you see someone is in that situation, and you can't really do anything about it. You just have to listen to guy scream and bleed. As I thought things can't get any worse, paramilitary forces actually broke the gate. So there's that gate here. It's broken now. They started attacking students. And at this point, I was tear gas. I was trying to run away. And all I remember is like a group of people who appeared in front of me. And one of them raised his hand with a machete and started running after me. And I froze until he literally just said, like, motherfucker, wait. And that was my cue that that's like literally just the best cuss word I've ever heard in my life. That was like my cue that I better run, and this is not like, these are not friends and other students. And that's literally just like the closest I've ever come to getting killed. I forgot to charge my laptop.
What year was that?
This is like 2011, yeah. Maybe 10, 11. Yeah. Was there a backpack? Oh, here we go. Charge your laptop before you give presentation.
Where did you get your graduate degree?
Texas Tech Health Sciences Center. So the nonprofit that I started to do this, who asked the question? Sorry. Yeah, so the whole idea is to go to colleges and bring this education to colleges. So I'm on a tour. So I hate traveling, but that's my job now, and I couldn't ask for anything better. So yeah, anyways, this happened. And when I say I nuked bridges behind my back, I'm also gay, and if you know anything about Islamic countries, homosexuality is also punishable by death. If there is a list of things not to do in Iran, not to get killed, there's like, if you go down the list, I've like literally checked all of them. Political activities, not being Muslim. Like, we are all born Muslim, but if you say that you're not religious, that's like a very big no. All that. But the reason I'm mentioning all these stories to you is because this is where I'm coming from, and I'm very familiar with like feeling what it's like to be oppressed for who you are or for something that you don't have any control over. Another idea I want to share with you is very similar. It's analogous to racism and sexism, and it's called speciesism. It's discriminating against members of other species without any good reason, the same way that you would be defining like racism and sexism. About 14 years ago, 15 years ago, one of my friends, I was rescuing animals, and one of my friends said, Faraz, she refused to help me, right? If I was butthurt, I was trying to like rescue animals, and she refused to help me. She said, you literally eat animals, you're a hypocrite. And I was like, ouch. And I hated her. So when I say it's an uncomfortable conversation, I get it. I was not happy when I had that conversation. But you know, I think at any given time in my life, I tried to be a good person and find some injustice and do something about it. Except that what we do to animals was always in my blind spot. So I was very emotional about this, but I was happily, back then I was living in Germany, and bratwurst was my favorite food. And even when my friend pointed out that, you know, you're a hypocrite, I said, sorry pigs, it's like 1 second of you dying, I just love bratwurst so much. And when I look at my life, when I look back, I think that's the lowest I've ever been. That I was okay with this just because of a moment of pleasure for a food that, by the way, you probably don't even remember. If you consume animal products, I want you to think about what you had for dinner for like 2 days ago. You probably don't remember. And for that, someone had to be enslaved for their entire life and be killed for something that we can't even remember. So I was against hanging gay people for who they are, but I love chicken, and I was okay with, you know, what I paid for in animal industry. I talked about human rights and women's rights and all that, but I want you to know that there is no industry in the world that is as abusive as dairy is to specifically females of other species. The entire dairy industry is fundamentally based on exploiting the reproductive system of female cows, separating their babies, killing the male babies because they don't produce milk, and eventually repeating this cycle so many times, and eventually poor thing does not produce enough milk, then she is killed. In some ways, it's worse than meat, if you ask me. And this is artificial insemination. These are not like here and there actions. They are like pretty standard in all farms, even like family farms like this. Also, when I was a kid, I had this pet chicken. His name was Happy, Mr. Happy. He grew up to become a big rooster. And today I know why he was a male chicken. He was a rooster because in Iran, you know, all around the world, male chickens are killed because they don't lay eggs in egg industry. In Iran, they keep some of the males, they dye them, and they sell them to kids. So unfortunately, I really like them, and you know, my mom got me. Most of them died, but Happy survived, and he became this like big rooster. And I love to go to my grandma's place, and every time I opened the door, Happy got excited, he jumped at me, we cuddled. I'm also the only child, so he was like really just my best friend. You know, poor grandma, she always thought like I'm there to see her, but it was like mostly I just wanted to hang out with Happy. But one day I go home and I open the door, no sign of Happy. You see where it's going. And you know, I ask my grandma where is Happy, and she says like, sorry for us, the door was left open, and you know, he ran away. And it was like, I was mad at my grandma. I was also like deep inside, I was like disappointed because I thought he loved me so much he would never run away. And for many years, I was like, why did he run away? Until like 10 years later, my mom accidentally says that the chicken soup we had that night. And, you know, she's dead, but I still have like sometimes a very hard time like forgiving her. But I don't think, like, she just didn't know anything better. That's just how she was raised. And the guilt is on me as well. That day, I remember the goddamn chicken bones in my chicken soup. I just didn't care because I didn't think that was Happy. So again, what is going on here? I guarantee if you eat meat, eggs, dairy, if someone suddenly said that that's a byproduct or a product of an animal you care about, you suddenly feel as disgusted as I do. If I had known the chicken I was eating was happy. Now, I want to show you a few videos of children when, for the first time, they learn the food that they're eating is actually dead animals. I'm not showing this to you to make you emotional or anything. I actually, don't like children. But I'm showing it to you because I want you to understand when speciesism is being seeded. Speciesism, racism, sexism, these are learned behaviors. No 4-year-old, no kid is racist. We teach them. This is something that you pick up from society and your parents, etc. Same as speciesism. And I want you to see that in action and how these kids, they just don't want to eat animals, but listen to what parents are telling them.
They don't want to eat them ever. What do you think? So what will you eat instead? I will eat whatever there's on the table, but not chicken or meat. Why do you think you don't want to do that? Because they're animals and I like animals. So what will we do if we miss eating chicken and meat? I don't miss eating chicken and meat. How about fish? Fish? Yeah. Fish? Is it an animal? Yeah. I won't eat that either. Oh my God, so what? I won't eat animals! Okay. Why do you feel sorry for animals? Because they're nice, and I know that we cook them sometimes, which is not very nice. Yeah, do you think they suffer? I think that they don't really like being cooked in the oven. I don't like when people eat apples. I just want them to chopped up.
You don't want them to be chopped up. But they taste very good.
They taste very good.
Why do I kill horses?
You don't eat horses. You only eat turkeys
Why?
and chicken and pigs and cattle.
Speciesism.
Pigs are nice. Pigs are nice and cows are nice.
So we should eat them, should we?
No, why stop it tomorrow?
Farmers.
Why?
It's their job. It's how they make a living. It's how they make money.
Farmers need to make money.
They taste good.
They taste good.
Protein, they're good for you.
They have protein. They're good for you.
Oh, sorry.
Why haven't we chopped up?
And I won't make you eat the food because I don't want to argue with you.
Would you like if someone ate you?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, then why should I eat this poor harmless animal?
Okay, but do you understand what I'm saying? We didn't kill this animal. It's good for your body. Jesus created animals for us to eat. Do you understand? I just want you to be healthy. It's food, baby. I'm not hurting you. It's food.
Why are you hurting the animal?
I did not hurt the animals. Good girl. Alana, eat it, chew it, and drink your water. Quick, quick.
So, I think that when we were kids, like even hunters, the first time they had to pull the trigger, they didn't feel great. It's that conditioning by society and by parents or whoever. I actually, as a kid, when I was her age, I did not like to eat meat at all. I remember my parents always said, like, eat the meat. That's how you make blood and muscles and whatever. So I know that that's not how it works today. And it's not like my mom just didn't know better, right? I'm not like judging her. But the idea is that today, when I talk to students, they have all the excuses in the world. It tastes good. Jesus put animals here for us. I don't know, farmers need to make money, and we didn't kill them. We don't harm them. All these excuses. And the reason I show this to you, did we come up with these excuses, or did we just hear them from somewhere and we are just repeating them? But watch what kids would actually do if you try to harm animals in front of them. Among all of them, that last bit just always hit me when he sort of like rescues that chicken, and he says like, almost like, go for it and just be free. I always just think like, I wish I was there when, you know, my grandma was trying to kill Happy. I wish I was there to do exact same thing. But I show you this because clearly at some point we all care about animals. Like you literally told me at the beginning of this talk that you care about animals. What happened to us in this society that we went from being animals' best heroes to becoming their worst nightmare? That today we use literally every justification in the book to justify killing them. And oftentimes it's just because they taste good. What happened to that moral compass we had as kids? And tell you what happened. I don't think that most people are bad people. I think most people, when I look at like 60,000 students on campus, I know that most of them, 99% of them, are good people. The reason that eating meat, eggs, dairy becomes so easy is because you're constantly exposed to that conditioning by parents, by society, by animal industry. You're constantly being lied to. Don't take my word for it. Next time you go to any grocery store, please grab any bottle of dairy or like cheese. It's always a happy animal, a graphic, like a cartoonish happy animal, laughing animal. Like, who are we kidding? Do you really, in the heart of your heart, think that these animals are happy when they are being killed? Right? So there is a reason for it, because that makes us feel better about it. So you're constantly being lied to, and the cruelty is hidden from you. I literally cannot understand how egg and dairy industries have hidden the truth to a point that 95% of people, try it. Ask people down the street, when you're on your way out, ask people if they know this. 95% of people don't know. Haven't thought about it. What happens to male chickens in egg industry? Basic biology, they can't lay eggs. Doesn't matter if it's grass-fed, organic, pasture-raised. Doesn't matter if it's the best farmer in the world. If it's a business and if it's an egg business, male chickens are useless. Unless the guy has a sanctuary, the chickens have to go. What happens to the female ones the second they're not profitable? They're treated as egg vending machines. The second they're not laying eggs, they're killed. What happens to male calves in dairy industry? Guys like me, we don't produce breast milk. Only females can. And people, I was at Harvard. Someone had to, like, one of the students had to fact check me. Didn't believe me. I was like, okay, let's look it up, that only female cows produce milk. Seriously. But it's like, when they think about it, it just suddenly makes sense. But I don't actually judge people, because until I was 22, I went to a great college, but I just never really put two and two together that, wait a second, cows, mammals only produce milk after pregnancy, blah, blah, blah. You don't think about it. So how many of you know what ag-gag laws are? Raise your hand. Okay. So ag-gag laws are pushed by animal ag, that if I went to an animal farm, you like bacon, but if I went to a pig farm and recorded what happens to pigs, which is horrible, and came to you and showed you, look what's happening, I could go to jail. It usually gets struck down by Supreme Court because it's not constitutional and it's against free speech, but animal industry tries anyways, and oftentimes they make some progress. But the whole idea is, I think that's why eating animal products is so easy, because you don't have to look at what happens. I want you to ask yourself, what is it? What is happening in there that they fight so hard to keep it from you, from the consumers? So I want to show you 3 minutes of what happens in this farm. It's going to be tough to watch, but even if you're vegan, please watch it. It's really important. It's the biggest moral urgency of our time. Please watch it with me. And I think our greatest quality as humans is our sense of empathy. That's, if you are in trouble, the only thing that I will run to rescue you and vice versa is because we have that empathy. Use it, put yourself in place of these animals. seriously, what are we doing? I think the first year I came to the US and eventually came out, I've never felt that liberated in my life. And it felt great to finally be in a place where you can express yourself, you can be free, and not die for who you are, until I became vegan. Now I look at the US, this amazing, beautiful country, one of the best countries in the world. I look at it and I see one giant concentration camp. I see one giant prison. What are we doing? You know how angry I am? Imagine if someone was beating a dog in front of you and you lose it. You just run to rescue. You don't question. You are not like, let me have a philosophical debate about it. You run to rescue. I'm that angry. Just multiply that by 3 trillion individuals that we kill every single year. So when I tell you that, show me something that causes more pain and suffering, I will go focus on that, my friends. This is it. You saw baby chickens being grinded up. If I had a baby chicken on your campus today, just beating a little chicken or just grinding him up alive, how long before somebody called cops? Less than a minute. Probably the first student who would see me. But then we go, we have eggs, we have chickens, we have chicken wings. We say chicken sandwich or chicken salad. We've reduced these animals to a point that when you say chicken salad, it's identical to potato salad. There is no difference in our minds anymore. The little kid knew that fish, like when the mom said, what about fish? She said, fish? Fish are animals. Of course they are animals. Biologically, they have a central nervous system. They're sentient beings. We have no reason to assume that they don't feel pain and they don't suffer. But now you talk to people that are like, yeah, I'm trying to reduce. I just eat fish now. Like a little kid knew, fish are animals. You don't need me to tell you that this is wrong. The whole idea here I'm asking you is that what are we doing? After this, the fact that I know that anyone would have called cops if I was beating an animal in front of them, that tells me there is something good in us. That's the only reason I have hope. I just want to see that in action. It's enough just saying that we love animals, we care about justice. My friend, it's going to sound really harsh, but if you care about justice, fairness, any kind of justice in the world, if you fight for any cause, but you willingly, before coming to me today, maybe you didn't know. I give you the benefit of the doubt. I didn't know. Many of the vegans in this room didn't know. But after this, you have no excuse. If you willingly pay for this, please don't talk about justice. But that's not the end. Even if you're vegan, I want you to understand this is the biggest blind spot of our society. Richard Dawkins says that today we look at, 50 years from now, we will look back at what we do to these animals the same way we look back at slavery today. I want you to understand, today everyone says racism is bad, slavery is bad. Oh, of course, it's easy to say that now. But 200 years ago, when your professor, your friends, your family, your society, it was legal, it was normal, everyone had slaves, that was the norm, that was the status quo, would you have had the courage then to say that this is wrong? And if you did, then what would be a good solution? Would it be just enough to say, I acknowledge that we have a problem here. However, as an individual, I don't think I have any, I can make a difference. I'm going to do what I always did. Or would you rather say, like, this is absolutely horrible, this is fucked up, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go and liberate these animals. And when I showed you MLK, Gandhi, and Rosa Parks, I think today we like them because many people just went with the flow. They said, like, I'm an individual, I don't have any power. But they took action, right? They just stood up. And maybe like Rosa Parks, poor oppressed lady many years ago, it's not like she came up with a strategy how to, defy racism. She just did the bare minimum she could, didn't give up her seat, right? After showing this to people, I used to say, I'm sorry, because like I'm not here to make you feel bad. But I actually think like you're welcome, because you've been lied to every single day. And after this, at least you have the truth on your side. And if you don't have the truth, I don't know what you can do about it. You can't do anything about it. But now I hope that you take action. One take-home message that I want you to have is that don't think about what I'm trying to make, that the point I'm trying to make as a diet. I'm not here to say like force you go like gluten-free. That's not the point here. I'm inviting you to consider this as a form of injustice. If I was beating a dog here and then you're like, you should stop it, and I'm like, you know, you're making some decent points. Maybe I start from Monday. You know, beatless Mondays. You're like, what? Like meatless Monday? Like, are you a psycho, right? If I made a racist joke, you're like, you need to stop. And if I said, oh man, you know, you have to just see my grandpa. It's like he's so much worse. I'm doing so much better. I'm 99% not racist. You're like, that injustice doesn't work that way, right? I want you to consider this as a form of injustice, not just what you eat. So I want to actually switch gears to make a point to you. When I say that this is the largest source of suffering, the magnitude of animal agriculture is so big that it has become a public health and environmental hazard as well. So when I was in biopharma, I was working in bird flu. But then again, like, this is one reason I wasn't satisfied. I was like, they can just hire another scientist to work on bird flu, but the root of bird flu is like what? Penguins? It's chickens. As long as we have chickens and egg farms and cows and pigs, as long as we're farming animals, we're going to have zoonotic diseases. When I was working on cancer, for part of my research was on muscular dystrophy, limb girdle muscular dystrophy type 2B, like a tiny fraction of muscular dystrophies. And I've never was so prepared as much as I was for my PhD defense in my life. But I had one weakness. If somebody asked me, I would have probably just cried and walked out. And that was like, what's the importance of your research? Because I didn't really choose it. That's how PhDs work, but that's not the point here. The point is that in my head, that's a preventable disease, by the way. You can prevent it with genetic testing. To me, it was like, all right, even if I want to help people, number one cause of death is, what is it? Number one cause of death? Heart disease. Heart disease, then you have cancer, then you have like diabetes. Like even if I wanted to help people, I should be still focusing on heart disease and these other issues. And when you think about them, they are strongly correlated with higher saturated fat consumption and animal consumption. I'll be happy. If you ask me more questions at the end, I'll answer your questions. But I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I just show you that this is, I talk to people, they still say, meat, you need meat to stay healthy. I'm like, do you understand World Health Organization? Literally every cancer institute in the world says that not only processed meat, red meat alone is group 2A carcinogenic. Show me, this is your homework. Go, like leave and find me one cancer institute in the world that says eat more meat. They all say, like, if you want to prevent cancer, if you want to reduce the risk, eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds. And don't drink, please don't drink anyways, sugary drinks, and reduce meat. And it's not just red meat. Any kind of meat, even when it's like steak or chicken or fish, when you heat them at high temperatures, they become carcinogenic anyways. To me, to make a point, if I had a grain of doubt after 15 years of being vegan that you couldn't be healthy and vegan, I had no point to make today in front of you. But that's not the case. Obviously, I'm an anecdote. But this is the position of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest academy of nutritionists in the world. What does it say? Vegetarian and vegan diets are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in prevention and treatment of some diseases. They're appropriate for all stages of life, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, adolescence, older adults, And for athletes, my athlete friends, you're not gonna die from protein deficiency. Everyone is so worried about protein. It's like, find me a doctor in like ER. Like imagine if you go to ER, they're like doing CPR and someone's coming like, what happened and just didn't get enough protein. B12 deficiency doesn't happen. These are top causes of death are the ones that are actually, as it says, vegetarian and vegan diets can reduce risk of certain health conditions, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, several types of cancer. It doesn't mean vegans don't get cancer, but you reduce the risk of dying in general. You know, people talk about complete protein. Can someone define complete protein? Because we throw this around. What is a complete protein? So if it's not complete, what does it mean? If it's not complete. That's what people think. They think they lack amino acids. First of all, soy is a complete protein. If someone says plants don't have complete protein, that's completely bullshit. All plants have literally, there are 20, how many amino acids are there? I just said that. 9. How many amino acids total? 20. How many are essential? 9. All 20 exist, including the 9 essentials, exist in plants. The only thing that changes is the ratios, right? So each color is a different amino acid. You have the essential ones here and non-essential ones. These are animal foods. These are plant foods. As you can see, no color is lacking. It's just the amounts that are different between different foods. So if you take something like walnuts, and you know, you wanted to get that amino acid, and you ate nothing, your diet was basically walnuts, okay? Then yes, you will be low on this one amino acid, but that literally is never the case, all right? And obviously there are vegan athletes. When you think about like public health, antibiotic resistance is one of the biggest threats to human life. If you care about humanity, this is one of our top threats. 80% of antibiotics that we produce is not to feed people, it's to feed farm animals. It's a leading cause of antibiotic resistance. You probably didn't know. When you have these animal farms, you have these legumes. These are lakes full of cow shit, hormones and antibiotics. They can leak to rivers and cause eutrophication and so many other issues. People talk about justice, social justice. People who usually live around these neighborhoods are actually people with lower socioeconomic class. For my environmental people, you know, I just had this discussion yesterday. They were like, what about insects? What that you know, die in like lands because of vegans, because of like soy? I'm like, what happens with most of the soy in the world? Yeah, what percentage?
80?
Yeah, over 80, right? I'm not going to throw a lot of statistics at you, but bear with me with this one. This is the entire agricultural land on Earth available for, you know, agriculture, right? 80% of that is dedicated to livestock, meat and dairy, to either raise these animals or grow food, like most of soy, for these animals. 80% of all agricultural land. That produces only 20% of global calories and 40% of global protein, meaning that we are basically feeding the rest of the world with that tiny amount that's left. Meaning that if the entire world switched to a plant-based diet today, we'll have excess land to reforest and feed the entire world. So animal consumption is not a sustainable way to produce food. And so when we eat animals in the Western world, we actually lead to global malnutrition elsewhere, if that makes sense. And by the way, since you guys, I usually skip this, but since some of you are into environment stuff, grass-fed actually has higher environmental impact because you produce less food, if you call it food, with more land and more resources. So it takes just a little bit less energy, but in terms of greenhouse gases, land use, and eutrophication, it's actually worse. Cheese is why vegetarians don't go vegan, right? And I don't blame them because you're always exposed to all these advertisements, like gut milk and paying like actors to sell you this idea that somehow you need milk to be strong.
The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. It's a lie, but they tried anyway. the sales have gone like this. And then they tried got milk, and the sales have gone like this. Got milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product.
Yeah, so if there are white people in this room, no offense, but like people say that they're lactose intolerant. I'm like, you're normal. Like some Caucasians, they actually developed a mutation that allows them to digest lactose, which makes them technically a mutant. And so the rest of us are actually normal. Like most people in the world are lactose intolerant. As babies, we have this enzyme called lactase that is supposed to digest lactose, because as babies, we are supposed to have milk. After our babyness, we are not supposed to have milk. That's why we literally, the enzyme literally switches off. We are not supposed to have it. So if that's not the reason that we are not supposed, but dairy industry has convinced us, as if there is no other way to get calcium in the world. You just have to drink breast milk of cows. I want to show you real footage from Fairlife, because when I was here in Ohio State last time, I saw students drinking Fairlife.
Newborn calves are chained and violently dragged away from their mothers at birth, simply for Fairlife and Coca-Cola to profit from the mother's milk.
These are not isolated cases. These are common standard practices.
From the very beginning has been built on great animal welfare, sustainable practices.
And I'm not here to give you some bullshit information, because I don't want to lie to you, and so I made a point to myself that I have to go to these farms and see what happens. Despite the fact that I'm an immigrant and it's not really safe for me to do this, I do it anyways. My phone is black. This is the only shirt that I have, also black. When I put it in here, nobody can see it. So that's how I recorded this. And I went to one of the dairy farms, local farms in Texas. I always wanted to pet one of these calves. Could you show me one of these calves? Oh, okay. Thanks so much. Okay. I hope it's not a bother. No. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I said just to get in. They're from today? Yes. They were born today?
Yes, they're born today.
So you separate them from
the moms
day one?
Day one.
So these are all female, right?
Yeah, all female.
What happens to the male ones? I'm talking about men, bulls.
No, not bulls.
Yeah, what happens to them?
They run away.
To the slaughterhouse?
They have company, they come in and take it.
Okay. Do they raise them for meat or just kill them meat?
That company do. $800.
Back there?
Bulls, one.
$800.
Yes. Yeah, that's a company come they come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days in a week.
So what he's telling me is basically, as you saw, male calves, day one, they were just born, separated already. What bothers me is not this whole eating meat or whatever. More than that is how we view these babies as commodities, as slaves, as if we decide when they're born and how they get executed. They're already tagged. These sentient beings already have a price tag. What I want to question in this talk is not whether we should be eating meat. It's more basic than that. Why are we looking at animals as resources, as commodities, as slaves, as objects? And please don't fall for certified cage-free, grass-fed, pasture-raised. What I told you is always true. about male chickens and male calves, etc. This is cage-free, my friends. People tell me, like yesterday, someone was like, I get it from like cage-free. What happens to male chickens in cage-free, cage-free farms? What happens to them the second they're not profitable? This is the last video I'm going to show you, and it's going to be a little hard to watch, especially as a guy for me. But the reason I want to show it to you, because everyone talks about these smaller farms. 99.9% of meat, eggs, dairy in the US comes from factory farms. 99.9% of students tell me they get their meat, eggs, dairy from like some local farms. Make it make sense. Or they hunt. I was like, what did you have for lunch? Did you just between like physics 2 and I don't know, your like English class, you just went and hunted a bunch of animals and just came back? But I want to show you what happens inside these small farms. First of all, if you're into environment, you always realize that there is always a big forest in the back and then deforested land so that we can have like 10 cows to graze. But worse than that is you don't see the cruelty that's happening. You're just driving and you don't see that. So I spent a lot of time on YouTube, and this is just like 2 minutes of what I found. These are not undercover investigations. These are American farmers proudly showing other farmers what they do to animals. And you can go and watch it for yourself. It's not like documentary or undercover.
I don't enjoy doing it, but it is very much a necessity on the farm.
The reason why we castrate, one, typically they bring more money in the market, and two, they say it makes the meat more tender.
Now, there's a lot of controversy on whether or not farmers should be using anesthesia. A lot of farmers in the U.S. do not do this because there's really no prescribed anesthesia or pain medication in the U.S. for cattle. That one had some bouncy balls.
It's probably the worst job on the farm. I don't ever look forward to doing it. It's the only thing that gives me a physical sick feeling having to do it. I don't enjoy it, but it's part of it.
We like to do it the most humane way. It's just gas.
You're going to raise pigs, you're going to raise animals. That's the kind of stuff that you just got to do.
You want to raise animals, that's just the kind of things that you just have to do, right? And I'm not here to talk about what we had to do 2,000 years ago. Can we agree that we no longer need to be doing this to animals? The whole idea of veganism being a moral issue is that today it's no longer a necessity to exploit animals for their meat, eggs, dairy, leather, fur, entertainment, etc. But the good thing is, like, how much easier should it get? People went vegan like in 70s and 80s. They lit the soy milk back then. I didn't know. It was like a powder. It was so gross. Like you had to literally dissolve powder. That was soy milk. In like today's world, when you go to grocery stores, okay, you have a happy cow here. This should be a red flag for you. If you see a happy animal, they're lying to you, and it's the only products who should be allowed to use happy animals should be like vegan products. By the way, fortified with vitamin D. That's where non-vegans get their vitamins a lot of times, so it's fortified. But the point is, you have cow titty juice here, then you have Fairlife. I love the marketing. I love the color. I love colors. Now I'm dead inside, but I used to wear really just colorful clothes. So I'm attracted to colors. And Fair and Life, what a beautiful name. But you just saw the truth behind Fairlife. Literally get anything else here. It's like you have almond, rice, coconut, soy, anything. Like no one has to go take away baby almonds from their mother and like squeeze their teeth to get like almond milk. Oreos, not a health food, but if you like, I'm almost done. Like, you're good. Okay. Almost done. Just give me 3 minutes. My 3 minutes or 6 minutes. Oreos. Oreos, not the health food. I'm not saying that you should be eating Oreos, but when you go vegan, you realize that, people say like, I don't like vegan food. I'm like, French fries, Oreos, onion rings, pico de gallo, guacamole. They say it's expensive. If you go to Chipotle, you literally get the beans, pico de gallo, guacamole, rice, grilled veggies, the sauces. All you have to do is replace that chicken or beef that you get with, what do you call this? Sofritas. I never learned that. It's actually cheaper and healthier. Like, what else do you want? I now identify as Garfield because I realized that my his favorite food is also lasagna. I'm lazy. I don't know how to cook. I take my self-confidence in chemistry and I apply it to cooking. It does not work. I don't even follow the instructions behind. I don't even know how I got a PhD. But it's like literally 5 minutes, and then I have lasagna, right? Sometimes people say it's hard, like this, I don't know, this, the dining hall doesn't have enough food or whatever. I live with my parents. No one is forcing you to eat anything. You always make a choice. If it's too hard, just grab some peanut butter jelly sandwich. The idea here is that you would never go home and eat your dog because it's cheaper or it's like a good source of protein or because your dog is humanely raised and they had a great life, time to go, right? You don't do that. You don't look at your dogs as commodities and resources. All I'm asking you is to apply the same thing to other animals. Pasta, bagels, there's fish, there are vegan ice creams. For instance, Ben & Jerry's, all you have to do when you go vegan is like spend 1 calorie with small c, turn this shit around, buy the one that says non-dairy. That's all you have to do to not pay for dairy industry. If you are a protein freak, then here's like Clef bars for you, Luna bars. Starbucks favorite drinks are now with oat milk, soy milk, etc. On Thanksgiving, can you make it make sense? In what world is it okay for us to give thanks and we murder 60 million turkeys for just 1 day, just to say thanks? So this time you can buy plant-based tofurkey, it's a thing, and cause some massive drama in your family. It's worth it, I guarantee you. Beyond Meat, impossible, not the healthiest options, but healthier than red meat. And you know, when you're having burger that night, we decided we are not eating healthy anyways. This is for you. If you really just miss having a burger, you don't have to kill animals. When you go vegan, you don't let go of your identity. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, atheist, left, right, doesn't matter. You don't have to change. All you stop doing is paying for these industries to survive. These are vegan chocolate and cheese and protein powder and even egg. The real question is that, can we make a difference? Well, like you see in every coffee shop, you can get plant-based milk. They did not exist when I became vegan. All these changes happened in literally a couple of years. Beyond Burger, Impossible, these things are happening because people are demanding it. Every single time you have meat, eggs, dairy, you become a part of a problem. Every single time you reject, actively reject, you stand up against this massive problem in our status quo. You immediately become a part of a solution. It's a supply and demand, right? There's that. But I want to take it one step further. If you know something is wrong, it's on you to do the right thing regardless of what other people do. If you are not racist, if you are not sexist, if you don't steal or rape, these issues in the world will not magically go away. Some bad people will always do bad things. You're not responsible for other people's behavior, but you are responsible for your actions. If you think what I just showed you, if you think treating these animals like objects and slaves is wrong, it's on you to finally take action. And people say it's hard. First of all, it's not really hard, but I'm not going to lie to you. There will be times where you have to have some willpower, but it's worth it. Next time you go, maybe you go to a birthday party and the cake is already there. You already know that there is like eggs or dairy in the cake. Whether you eat it or not, no animal is going to come back to life. That's not the point here. But if you have the courage to actively reject it, you go from being a part of a problem to actually becoming a solution. Your friends say, hey, Joe, you like eating cake. What happened? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know what's behind eggs and dairy industry. Next time, maybe they actually get you a vegan cake. It's just you start changing things around you. But every time you just say, I've been in those situations. Like I wanted to eat that cake. And if you do, then you end up feeling terrible about yourself if you know that you did something wrong. But if you say no, and then you leave, there is some part of you that knows that you respected your own values, and there is no greater feeling than that. And what can you do? Individual changes are extremely important. That's how, there is no other form of injustice in the world that changed because every single person did the right thing. That's not how it works. Every social justice succeeded because a small group of thoughtful and dedicated people, which is literally you. It's like young intellectuals in universities. That's literally you. Every time society changes is because of people like you. Slavery didn't end because everyone was convinced slavery is wrong. We literally went to war to end it. So don't underestimate your power. If there is anything, like, I love you. I'm here to just tell you that you deserve so much more than the lies that you are buying, and something that you can do, something amazing you can do with your life. Once you go vegan, it's literally just the start. I hate that veganism even has a name. It shouldn't be a name. We don't have words to describe people who are not racist. That should be the norm. Not doing these horrible things to animals should be the norm. I should not identify as vegan, a word that triggers a lot of people, just because I don't subscribe to this industry. It's just the beginning. So once you go vegan, or if you're vegan, it's not enough. That's just where things get started. Every opportunity should be a matter of life and death. Every interaction that you have. If my friend back then didn't respect me enough to be honest with me, to call me on my hypocrisy, I wouldn't be here today. I don't know what I would be doing. I would be probably that miserable fuck, working in biopharma. So have that courage to speak up, use every opportunity, do activism, and most importantly, use your career. What are you going to do? In business, philosophy, whatever your major is, there is a way for you to contribute. And if you don't know how, talk to me about it. This is your chance. If you went 200 years ago, if you were in their position, would you rather go with the flow, or would you have had the courage to do the right thing? So get active, be courageous like those people. Those people are not magical people. They're not like superhumans. They're like literally people like us. They just listen to the voice inside them. And today we admire them because of that. If it was easy, doing the right thing is rarely the easy way to go forward. And that's exactly why we respect them. And get worse. One of the best things that I heard somebody told me was this: if you've seen what I've seen, you'd be just like me. I can't change, I won't change, I will never change. I'm only going to become worse. And I know I'm going to become worse. Please don't let the society silence you. You have the answer in your heart. And with that, anything I can ever do to help you, please just text me, call me, wake me at 3 a.m. and just say, hey, I want to eat cheese. I will scream at you. I say, think about the calf. Whatever I have to do, I'm all yours. Contact me anytime. And also just wanted to give a shout out to ASAP members. Can you raise your hand, please? Holy shit. Yes. Grab literally any of these people and say, I want to go vegan, don't know how. They will take you, they show you around. You have support that I didn't have. And also you guys, ASAP members, thank you for being the voice for animals. It's not easy. Like, you rather not be judged by your friends. You rather, just live your life. And like I see a lot of other student groups, you can be do happy things, but you rather stand up for the biggest moral issue of our time. So my respect to you. Thank you. Yeah.
Is there a number on how many animals you'll save by going vegan in your lifetime?
There are estimates like about 100-ish per year. So they say like a vegan probably saves like 1,000 animals. But I think about it more as a compounding effect. Yeah. It's not just about me not buying something and an animal is saved, although there is a degree that it works that way. but it's more about if I don't have a slave, I probably don't help slavery much. But if all of us decided that slavery is wrong and became like human rights activists, that's a different story, right? So yeah, there are estimates. It's about 1,000 for. There are calculators. You can actually. Do I believe them? I don't know. But that's really not the point, really. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm already vegan, but I have a question for you regarding cats.
Cats?
I have cats.
Yeah.
And they eat
Meat?
meat.
Yeah.
90% of the diet. So what do you recommend for that?
Sure. Guys, also there's going to be food. So there will be food. Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. So the question is about cats. What should we feed them? Dogs, if you didn't know, dogs are omnivores, actually. They're not carnivores. Cats are obligate carnivores, but I think you have to ask yourself, what do they need in meat that they can't get from plants? It's taurine. It's one of the amino acids that is not found in plants. But the crazy thing is, non-vegan cat food is already supplemented with synthetic taurine to make it nutritionally adequate, right? So if it's yeah, of course. So if it's supplemented anyways, in what world does it make sense to kill like farm animals, hundreds of them, just to take care of a cat? And the whole process is not natural, right? Like having pets is not necessarily like a natural process. These animals are not hunting for themselves or going to the wild, right? They're literally eating animals who have been tortured for their whole life. That equation just logically doesn't make any sense. But the good news is I actually published peer-reviewed articles on this. You can give cats vet-approved, nutritionally adequate plant-based foods that they're supplemented with taurines and stuff, if that makes sense. There are a lot of people who give. Cultivated meat is another solution, or cell-cultivated or lab-grown meat, if you've heard of that. And if your major allows, you can. That's a good solution to end animal farming as well. So there are cultivated meat. It's like real meat that you can actually give cats as well. Questions?
So, if we were to get a bunch of animal exploiting people in this room to watch everything we've seen, it would be like a home run. I mean, so many people, their eyes would be opened and they'd understand it as a lot of us do that
Sure.
have seen this kind of footage. I personally struggle conversationally to get people to the point of by themselves willing to watch footage or have curiosity. Do you have any experience with like just trying to get people to take the reins themselves rather than trying to force them into a classroom? I mean, there's so many people I encounter that just conversationally say, nah, I couldn't do it. And
This is the most, thank you for that question. It just shows that you've tried to speak up, and my respect for you. I think you're right. This is the most uncomfortable thing, not only to watch, but you know that if you watch it, you're going to feel bad, and you have to do something about that, right? So, and the part that I really hate is when parents are walking with children, and they actually close their eyes as if they're like protecting them, but they're actually lying to them by not showing them the truth. But I think that it's a problem. The solution for it is to get creative in this world. If there are friends and family, use your birthday or anything in your power. Say, it's my birthday, I choose what to do. If you're dating someone, I've seen people saying that, like, we are going to watch this, or I'm gone. I'm not going to sleep with you anymore. Whatever is in your power. Or with friends, if it's your birthday, all I ask for my birthday is watch this documentary with me. Other things is that's why, like today, we spent about 8 hours in the cold, having 2 TVs showing people what happens to animals. Of course, not some people walk away, but some people take a look and come and get curious and ask questions. We just have to get creative. The society is set up that it's really hard to show people the truth. So it's like guerrilla marketing. It's like French resistance. So you just have to You just have to get creative. There are QR codes that say like get discount, so people can like scan when you stick it on like chickens, like I don't know, like fast food restaurants or whatever. So people scan to get discount, but then they actually see what happens to chickens. I don't know, whatever works. Posters. That's why we put up a lot of posters. You can't not see the posters that like veganism is a moral urgency is one. You can design your own. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know what's the science behind it, but I think like with families, for example, it's more difficult to spread the word. Like they don't take you as serious as compared maybe like friends.
Absolutely.
Like, spreading the word of veganism. So I'm just curious, how many like has your mom gone vegan? Or?
She doesn't eat meat anymore, but I don't know if she has dairy. But she's also like she literally doesn't have any other options. She's living in the middle of war zone. Yeah. I don't really know. Like I encourage her not to. So I still talk to her about it. But my expectation for someone who's like can go to Starbucks and just say, "Can I get oat milk?" is like completely different, right? But you're absolutely right. Parents don't have children so that they can learn from them. That's not why people have children. So it's usually you have that dynamic going on with your friends, with your family. With friends, there's that ego that I'm not going to learn something from you. Don't think that you know better from me. You have that old dynamic going on. Try, but I think it's a lot easier with like strangers because deep inside we are insecure in like I'm insecure in some ways, you are insecure in some ways. When it comes to friends and family, we just don't want to like lose them. So we struggle to be as honest as we could be with like strangers. And because of that dynamic, it usually doesn't work as well. So still try. Like I told him, we can still use your birthday, things that you know they are going to do something for you as a way to start the conversation. At the end of the day, I would say you probably have, I don't know, how many friends and family do you have altogether? Estimate. 20, 50, 200? Yeah. But there are like 8 billion people out there, right? So if you broadcast your voice, somebody will listen and somebody will change. Don't limit yourself to friends and family.
One more question. Were you ever an angry vegan? If so, how long did that last?
It never ended. It gets worse. I think, yes, I definitely was more angry. I'm still very angry. I just learned to channel my anger into something that's productive. And I think the question to ask is like if you go back to like MLK, Gandhi, and like I showed you their faces, right? Look at their faces one more time. I would say they're angry too. Like I think like how could you talk about something so obvious today, so obvious, and people at the time didn't get it, right? Could you not be angry? I don't know. Unless you're a monk or you discovered how not to get angry at all. But I think they actually channeled that anger into their advocacy to speak up. So yeah, I am angry, but at the same time I have hope because every single time somebody becomes vegan or understands or gets the knowledge, right? Just because I said something or I did something, that just gives me a lot of hope. And knowing that this is not the first time the society is backwards and wrong. There are many. Like you couldn't be here 200 years ago. Women couldn't be in universities 100 years ago, right? But these things change because some people spoke up. So, yeah, be angry. If I stop being angry, I stop working what I do. Like if I wasn't angry, what else gives me enough motivation to travel if I don't like traveling, to be in front of people, to talk to them if I don't like talking to people? No offense, right? So. If you feel angry, just channel it into right channels. Get active with these guys with ASAP. Yeah, and then you'll feel better. Yeah, there's a question in the yeah in the back, and then I'll go to you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're a student or you work here at OSU or considering coming here,
Let there be light.
feel free to come to our meetings. It's every Thursday,
There's food. Food is also, you were asking how to get people to watch horrible things. I got you here, half of you probably for free food, so that's one way. We showed Dominion that footage, just a longer documentary. We actually pay people $10 or a cookie, or there's always something. You just have to like give people something, unfortunately, to watch it. Yes, go ahead.
I've been vegan for a while. I used to kind of do what you do, giving talks and so on. One of the things I've observed over the years that I think is important that I don't think people acknowledge enough is that when you turn vegan, you need support because it's very isolating. And I think the fact that you have a group here that's also vegan is great, but I don't think vegans make the effort to group together and support each other enough. And that's one thing I think the society would benefit from. If vegans just got together and supported each other, just socialize, go bowling with a vegan pizza or something like that, you know. Just rub elbows with other people, and I think that will ignite things a little faster in society.
You're absolutely right. That's one reason I started ASAP, because I wanted these communities to exist. I didn't have any help. Like when I learned about veganism, I didn't know a single vegan in my life or like on social media. And I thought I have to eat lettuce and tomatoes for the rest of my life. I was like, God, I just came to the US. I just discovered Domino's, and I love Domino's. I was like, there goes all the free food in graduate school and all that. And I still did it. And I think part of the anger that you mentioned, I think if you hang out with people who are like-minded, it makes it easier. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah, find your people. And generally, this is a general advice that people you hang out with, if the 5 people closest to you, you're going to influence them a lot, and they are going to influence you a lot. If people around you are more active, more vocal, more like get shit done, then you become more like them. If people around you are teasing you and say, oh, come on, have some cheese, or keep teasing you for being vegan or whatever, you keep losing your voice until you stop being active. So when you surround yourself with many people in this room, then you feel more empowered to change something. Great questions.
Student in food science, my lab group, we meet each week and we get pizza each week. They've been a vegan there for 4 or 5 years, but they've never gotten vegan pizza. And one time I was like, oh, I'm vegan, I'll eat that. And then now every time they get vegan pizza, so stuff like that definitely can make a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, like, even just within like my team at work, I mentioned that I was a vegan, and they cater towards my needs, and they now order pizza from a vegan place.
Nice, very well. I actually would say, sorry, one second. This young lady, I'm so sorry just for putting you on the spot every time. But she was a student. She led ASAP chapter at University of Arizona, and now she works for ASAP. But she and her friend, two students, just talked to the dining hall so much. They put so much pressure on the university that they started a fully plant-based vegan vegetarian. So you never get what you want, so it was vegetarian, but at the very least, that's a big accomplishment. Just 2 people. And I know so many examples of like 1 or 2 people just not giving up and getting shit done. It's just so beautiful. And I want you to feel that empowered too. Don't think that you don't have that power.
I was going to piggyback off of them. Like, it's scary at times telling people like I'm vegan or I can't eat that because you don't want maybe the social. I don't feel this, but I know a lot of people do. Just maybe the isolation or something. Sometimes all you have to do is tell people. I feel like you might think they might have a rash reaction, but I mean, most of the time, if they just have basic respect, you'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. And most of the time it goes well, I think. It's just your brain telling you.
Absolutely. And also, I think people don't understand what veganism is. Like, when people say, why are you pushing veganism on me? I'm like, when people say that, it just means like, as if like I'm gluten-free. I'm like pushing people, please don't have gluten. It's like, that's not it. It's like, if you see I'm beating a dog, you will take action. When there is a victim, it's not a personal choice, really. And most people don't really understand what veganism is. It's really important to define it to people so they don't they understand it's not just a diet, it's an ethical principle that is aligned with their values as well, most likely. Anything else? Time for food? Okay, she was excited. Thank you guys again. Speak up and yeah.
So we have pizza. I think the best thing to do might be if we laid out the different offerings up here. We've got vegan cheese, vegan chorizo, and one black olive and mushroom. And I don't know which one is which, but they're all very tasty from Blaze.
If you guys want to start coming this way, maybe this wall on the line with the
Grab my phone in the back and just leave it here. People will come talk to
with
so we can catch up.
And the king example is funny because they had food today in the office for a birthday, and like, I think they like all doubles.
So like, I missed out the first 5 minutes of your presentation. So like, you're from you're.
Thank you. I like that.
See, look at that.
Yeah. When you're 22.
About 2020, no, what was it? 20, wait, no, 2012 or 13.
Yeah, so you're like 22.
Yeah, I was 22.
22 when
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Wow, so you listed all the, I found it funny, I'm not laughing at you, but laughing at the situation, like, you listed all the things that you weren't allowed to, I guess, do, all the things you bought, like, from your home country. It was like, essentially everything that you are, right? So, the first 22 years of your life was just really tough. It was just really tough.
Yeah.
Wow, because all the things you listed, they were like kind of you.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even speak up about those things.
Yeah, of course
until
not.
you left.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang. That's tough. It's really brave of you to speak about this.
Well, yeah, thank you. It's a duty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about the sharing veganism on social media.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I went to an event. Sorry. I went to an event in Washington D.C. Did you ever go to the events on the East Coast? Like.
Sometimes I go to DC. Yeah.
So this guy said, don't post on social media like violent videos. Like,
Who said
take
that?
turns. Like,
Yeah, it's good to not always post graphic things. Yeah, every now and then though, it's good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people might like unfollow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you live here?
Yeah. In
Okay.
Columbus,
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm traveling. Yeah.
You're traveling.
Passing
So
through.
you're not at a specific. Like, where's your home?
Austin. I live in Austin.
Oh, okay, nice. I used to live in San Antonio for a year.
San Antonio. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been vegan?
2013.
2013. Okay. About the same time.
13 years.
Yeah. That's awesome. What made you go vegan?
A coworker told me about the baby chicks.
Yeah.
How they cut it off with the pop.
Yeah.
Is that the chicken industry?
Yeah. Debeaking. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's the egg industry.
Yeah. I'm so glad you did. Thanks for speaking up.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. I have lived in a bubble.
Yeah.
And then I read the book Forks Over Knives.
Yeah.
March novel, I just went and I'm like, I just wanted to tell everybody about it. That's why I was telling you that I was being angry for so long. I was mad at everyone, at my parents, at everyone. Like, what are you doing?
I feel
You
it.
shouldn't be eating that. But I don't know if I want to be angry. I don't know if being angry is effective.
No, yeah, like I said, like being angry at people, I think we should be angry at the problem, but not people, because most people haven't really thought about it. And most people who learn about it won't go vegan immediately anyways. So I can't really expect that I said something to someone, they're gonna go vegan overnight. It's gonna be a process, so unfortunately. So we shouldn't be angry at most people, they're just being lied to every single day, right?
And I've also heard that each person goes vegan for a different way. So maybe like try three different strategies for environmental or ethical.
It's fine to talk about environment, but it's really important to make sure that it's like a plant-based diet, not like veganism, because I don't want people to confuse veganism as, because they do it as for their health and then they don't feel good or they eat the wrong food and they stop being vegan, or it's like, so it's really important to make it very clear that plant-based diet, for sure, you can do it for all those reasons. Yeah, thank you, yeah. So, 1 second.
I talked to
Hello.
Nice. I talked to Chad at the restaurant.
Okay.
Put up the poster, and like we said,
FYI, you are being broadcasted to the entire world.
I'm sure everyone's watching it.
Okay.
And he said he'd be down to do a fundraiser. He said he's done stuff like that before, so he just wants you to shoot him an email.
Okay, awesome.
He said he'll probably try and do it in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Good talk.
Thank you. Thank you.
Inspiring.
Hello. How's it going? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. My hands are greasy.
She's anti-vegan.
Anti-vegan.
She hates vegans.
I only
Maybe she just hates you.
I only eat red meat and insects.
No, she's vegan.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was a joke or.
It was a joke.
I was like, good, awesome.
Because of you.
I didn't do anything.
Technically. That's like through me.
But you were vegan already.
Yeah, but I saw you probably. You planted the seed.
No, I became vegan because I saw your picture one time.
My picture?
Yeah.
Your aura is.
No, seriously, what made you go vegan?
Yeah, Joey talked to me when I was like in 8th grade maybe.
How long have you been vegan? I don't remember.
7 years? 4? Yeah, 7 years. But she's going to cosmetology school. So.
Here? Or do you live in Columbus?
Yeah. I'm going to Paul Mitchell.
That doesn't count as cosmetology?
It is a school. It's just a specific school.
Gotcha.
So if you ever need a haircut.
Any?
If you ever need a haircut.
Haircut. I cut my own hair. So it looks
nice.
Thank you. I realized I was never happy with my haircut. It was either too short and too long. It's like if I have to complain, I might just do it myself.
Yeah. It's hard for introverts to get good haircuts.
It's a whole process, for sure. But like even at the end of the day, I was never happy.
Yeah.
At least I'm like if I fuck it up.
That's kind of how I am too. That's why I'm going, because I want to make the other people who feel uncomfortable feel better.
Yes.
Seriously, good talk. Always
Thank you.
Rejuvenated to do more activism.
So proud of you. Thank you.
I cried like the entire time. I'm so emotional. But I wanted to share with you that the experience that you have with Happy, I had it with so many animals because I was in a farm, and the difference is that I couldn't save them. I couldn't. And that's why it was so emotional. When I
Yeah.
saw the kids trying, I said, I felt guilty, you know, that I
Yeah.
couldn't do anything,
No, I feel that.
but refused to eat them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're doing this, how you are. Obviously, it takes money and, you know, to do what you do. So, let us know if we can support you in,
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
little bit at least.
I'm supposed to ask for donations at the end, but I usually neglect because most of them are students, so I don't want to like ask for donations. But yeah, if you know someone, it's a very small team. Like it's me, Elaine, and two more people. We literally visit every single university, just give this talk, and during the day we help students to organize, right, to do more.
I was like, I wish this would be like in an auditorium that you could present like with thousands of people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how can we make this happen?
Well, the turnout here was good, but like we can always. I'm here every semester. If we can fill a bigger room, like with locals and
You know
give
what
people.
I would love to do? I mean, maybe you have flyers
Yeah,
in
we do.
advance,
Yeah.
and then we can start advertising.
Yeah.
Because most people here, I think, we're vegans, or most of
Yeah.
our advocates are already, but we can just start making this bigger and bigger, you know?
Yeah, we always have flyers, and so yeah, I can send you my flyers next time if you want to help us to get more people to
You
attend.
know what I'm going to ask my husband, he's a PITA
That's
representative,
okay.
and he's also part of a bunch of groups in here. So perhaps we can get together the groups, the vegan groups,
Sure.
and then spread the flyers all over the city
Sure.
next time, and trying to get our RSVP
Yeah.
a bigger place.
Yeah. You RSVP'd for this?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I think I did, if I remember.
You can send.
Or no, my
Just
husband
write your name and email here. How's it going?
Good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Good turnout today, although I think most of the people here were vegan already.
I think about half, but yeah, there are non-vegans for sure. It was a good mix.
So, like, well, last time I didn't bring anyone. Time before that, I brought my mom. Today, I brought my dad.
Oh, really? That's true. That's true. Oh, yeah. Hi, Dad.
Yeah, so and they went vegan shortly before they had me, so.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Your mom was vegan too. Yeah.
Good seeing you again.
Good to see you too. Yeah. I see you're still around.
Yep.
Well, that's us, my email, and that's my husband's phone number. I don't remember mine, it's new.
Okay, no worries.
But we're always trying to do something about it. And thank you for the cat question, because I always was wondering about that.
Yeah, I can send you information, but there are plenty of vegans with vegan cat food. Yeah.
And I have
You just have to like ease cats into eating it, like switch it, like start mixing it and then switch. It is possible. There are a ton of vegans. Unfortunately, if vegans say that you can't do it, it's just because they don't understand the nutrition behind it.
Yeah, and we don't know. I'm an ignorant
Yeah.
in that matter, because
They only need taurine that you can get, like I said. So as long as it's fortified with taurine, you're good.
all right.
Yeah.
I'll research
Yeah.
more. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to ask you a couple things. Like, first of all, do you have like any tips for public speaking? Because I have basically like speech impediment. But I feel like I don't know. How did you learn to speak publicly? Did you do it or like what?
You just do it. You come. Yeah, it's just practice. Watching like Gary Yourofsky. Keep watching. Take notes of like what he's doing. Then try
Or
and.
family friend with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, watch his lectures or any other lecture that resonates with you. I think Gary is probably one of the best ones. And take note and just repeat that and go to an empty classroom, practice it. Be animated, walk around.
And the second thing I wanted to ask you was, do you know if like ASAP or PETA has like any like jobs, because I'm still searching.
I don't have a position, but PETA is a much bigger organization. I will look.
Okay, thank you.
But it's good that I know. So if I are you looking for? I could always use like part-time help, but it's not gonna be a full-time. So, but if you're around and if you're interested in like hourly work, something like that.
I can do that.
Shoot me an email if you're interested in something that's like hourly.
Okay.
Yeah. Like putting up posters, I always need someone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess third thing. You know Kevin Saxby? Ever heard of him?
Kevin from. Kevin was here.
No, it's not someone who went here. It's he's an actor. He's an actor, fairly famous, and he's vegan.
Oh, really? I don't know. I don't know. Clearly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's because he's,
I think I'm almost done.
fairly famous, that maybe it'd be a good idea for ASAP to maybe reach out to him.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if there is an email or something.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the chances of that are. Probably not high, but
yeah. We'll see. We'll always try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say hi to these guys real quick.
Okay.
Hello. How's it going? Hi. How's it going?
Lucky. I think it's.
I need your autograph so
Thank you.
bad. I
What's
need
up?
your autograph so bad. You're so cool.
You want to sign my forehead?
Like putting on a tattoo.
On the ASAP shirt.
Yeah.
We have a group called Columbus Animal Advocates.
Okay.
A bunch of us are here, and I thought, why don't we have a picture with
Oh, nice.
You're a celebrity.
There was that guy who left. I forgot his name.
Can you get a picture with the
Sure.
CAA?
Yeah, for sure.
We're the Columbus Animal Activists.
Yeah, for sure.
Should ASAP get it?
You wanna come
Will
here?
the lighting be better?
You can turn it on. It's not all.
$1 million.
We're the Columbus activists.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a.
Yeah, I know you always join our events.
Yes, I am. I'll give it
You don't want to be in it?
You can ask.
you can come here.
Someone else can take a picture.
Someone should take a picture.
I almost washed it for my shirt.
Dile al muchacho que está aquí sentado. Will you take a picture? Ay, voy a ponerle cosas aquí.
Am I hiding you? I hope not.
Or take a photo.
Get closer. No, CAA first. CAA first.
Is this everybody?
Yeah.
Should I do a countdown?
More, yeah, let us know.
3, 2, 1, say cheese.
You had your pinky on the camera.
Oh, shoot, my bad.
Vegan cheese.
Perfect.
Okay, now everyone can join us. Group picture.
Group picture?
Oh,
no.
Can anybody who wants to join? For a picture. Yes.
Wow, that was a great voice. Get your ass here. You're taking a picture. Conrad, get your.
Should we do a sorority
squat, like a separate line?
Yeah.
Get over here. That's my
Oh, can you set it? Yeah.
They're way better at the writing.
Wait, should you wait for Brooke or?
Is Brooke still here?
Yeah, she went to the bathroom.
Do we wait?
You can take someone out.
Okay.
Who's Joey here?
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Gross. Thank you so much.
Thanks for everything you've done. Yeah. All of it. Like literally every time you organize, just another opportunity for so many people. And I love your passion.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It was nice.
Nice to see
Finally.
you. Yeah. Yeah. If you need anything, yeah. We're just one text away.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
my pleasure. How was it?
It was good.
You don't regret coming?
What's that? No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my pleasure. How's the pizza?
Did you have any of it?
What's that?
Did you have any of it?
No, not yet. Yeah. Probably it later. We are going to, I don't know, where are we going to Purdue tomorrow? Yeah. It's like, I think, 4 hours. Purdue?
Are you serious? Oh, what the heck? For real?
When is your next meeting anyway? In Columbus. Columbus is not very loud. There might be something. Yeah. Some vegan meetup. There's a vegan meetup.
It was nice to meet you. Yeah, take care. Yeah, thank you.
We have vegan. I'm going to visit something else. Okay. And then I'm going to visit
That was your sister, right? And this guy was
Her boyfriend.
okay. Makes sense.
Some of her friends, I don't know. I just met him though.
Okay.
Yesterday when I
So
was in the
he's
dog
dating
table.
a vegan, basically. Good. Always a good idea.
I don't know if he's vegan. I don't know. He said your talk was good enough.
The guy? Yeah, he wasn't vegan, but he came. He seemed open-minded. How'd it go?
Pretty good. That was a really good presentation.
Thank you.
First time being at one of these. And,
Really?
I've been at ASAP a little bit, but I appreciate the opportunity I've been here. And,
Thank you.
It was really powerful, and I'm not vegan, but I'm gonna make some life changes and probably some more excuse making along the way. Just being pretty blunt.
Yeah.
But I can't really justify
Yeah, come here.
eating pill. There's like a lot of gross stuff.
What's your name?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. That was really hard for me to watch.
It's hard when you. The only thing that makes it easy is like when you don't have to like look at it, you know, and that's why they keep it hidden from people, just because it makes it easier to continue. But I think you're on the right track.
I'll be here.
Like I think you have the answer, right? It's only a matter of time that you do it. Like I don't have to convince you that this is the right thing to do. Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for coming. The next question for you to solve is like, what is the urgency here, right? And that's a very serious question, because think about it this way: like, how many more animals should die until you do the right thing? It's a harsh question, but that's really just the question here. Is it 0? Ideally, 0, 1, 100, 10, you know? Or when you understand that this is an injustice, every time you look at any form of injustice, you have to look at it from the victim's perspective, because it's so easy to be us and procrastinate. If like if you were in trouble and was trying to stop someone,
Sorry to interrupt. We're at the ASAP chapter. We just want to say thank you and
my
goodbye.
pleasure. Yeah,
So,
thanks for coming.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much for
Thank you.
being
Yeah,
here.
thank you.
We'll see you next time.
What was your name?
Javan.
Javan.
Like American name Gavin with a J.
Okay, Javan.
Yeah.
You're a student here?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Old undergrad.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks again. It was.
Hopefully I'll see you around.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah. But all I was saying is view it from their perspective, it just becomes a lot easier. Like if you were being harmed, how quickly would you want that to stop? And thankfully for you, it's like you have support that like I didn't have. It's not, like if you think there is something that is hard to give up, just try the alternatives. It just gets easier. But to me, the easiest thing was, as much as I love steak, when I look at steak, I don't see food anymore, I see the animal behind it. The moment that connection is made, going vegan just becomes the most obvious and easiest thing. You don't even think about it. But if I can ever help, I'm one text or email away, but you got this.
I'm gonna reach out to you on your Instagram, and I'm gonna
Anything.
ask a couple of questions.
Any question, like you have me, you have this group, we got you. But yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. What was your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Joe. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Yeah. My pleasure.
Is maybe just like a 1 minute dare. Where you 1 minute. And if you are having a conversation about a specific thing, it might in that. Yeah, how do we get it? But remind me that one big overarching.
Good talk.
Thank you.
Did you get to use your line that you came up with? I don't remember what it was, but
Lion?
yesterday you told me you came up with some like tagline. There was like some. You were so proud of it as well.
What was it?
I don't remember. That's what. It was your line.
Maybe it's a part of it. I can't remember.
Try and separate the two, or just hear.
When are you going back tonight?
Like,
How long
I'll
is-
probably see you again.
Just, I mean, I have some coworkers that I know.
Let me know when you're in Ohio, and then whenever I move to the East Coast, I'll tell you, and then let me know when you're in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Better to say few things.
I'm not worried about not seeing you again.
Yeah, either.
Unless I start eating meat, which is probably, I think I'm in too deep.
Yeah,
I would be too humiliated.
I get it. But I like you. Thanks for everything you've done for animals and ASAP.
You guys rock. I probably would have fucking hung myself if ASAP wasn't around. So in a sense, we'll just say you saved my life by starting ASAP. Or like Joey and Sam, I guess.
When I said if you're a part of ASAP, raise your hand, that was crazy. That was the biggest group.
I know.
That was like half the room.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that people actually start fucking.
For us.
Yes.
I want you to have something.
Thank you very much.
This is a book that my wife and I did together. It's a children's book about veganism.
This is so good. Every time I'm talking to students and I say like, is it okay to hurt someone, or like you can call them someone.
I wrote a book too, actually, a children's book, and it has some vegan messages.
All right. Cool. So it's English and Spanish.
It's bilingual, yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
It starts in English and then starts again in Spanish.
It's very good.
What'd you use for the drawing, the art cartoons?
I did that with a friend. I did them with a friend.
Really? Like yourself? Like you drew this?
With a friend. Like he did the sketches, I did the outline, and then color.
I think I've seen your name around.
Yeah.
So you're interested,
I'm Gus Rodriguez.
Well,
That'd be awesome.
It's a real pleasure to finally meet you.
Thank you.
You're my hero.
Okay,
Not
thank
kidding.
you.
It's amazing what you're doing.
Thank you. It's a duty, right? You
Yeah,
just
it
have
is.
to-
It is.
That would be cool to have.
It is.
They're doing.
My hope is we're moving to Mexico in November.
that's us.
So my dream is to start something like this down there.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you for what you do.
My pleasure, yeah. Thank you for coming, it meant a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And let me know if you want some more copies. I'll give it to you for at cost, which is it cost me $5.
No.
But you tell me you want to fundraise, I'll give it to you for at cost.
I would like to pay for this too.
No. This is $5 for you.
Thank you.
It's an honor for me to give it to you.
Thank you, I appreciate
I
it.
ran to my car
Thank
to
you.
get them. I forgot that I had them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cucumber fest. You guys should have seen. We did like fake mock-up posters, not fake posters, like mock-up poster ideas. And I had one. It was like a little flabby piece of meat and then a big long cucumber, and it was like ED stats.
I like that.
That's good.
Anna's against that idea. I like it. I think we should do it. But
I think you should still do it.
next meeting, we're going to be just making posters. Put them on.
Ryan, you should talk to Ryan. He made a lot of good posters.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah, that's.
I saw that.
I don't even think you
Ryan,
made them.
if
I
you're
think
watching
you,
this.
found them online.
I didn't see any that we didn't have. I don't know.
I'm just not.
Anna also said he made a bunch, but I looked and I couldn't find them, so maybe I was looking.
Who?
Anna, she's
Oh.
like, oh, we gotta get the same posters as them. But I can't.
Vegans?
I think that's one of the.
Yeah, Goose Rabbit.
The Rosie Rabbit one?
It's giving like DeviantArt.
Pretty good.
DeviantArt. You know that website?
This is good too.
I'm vegan, but gay is just a bridge too far.
Yeah, he had a bunch. They're really
Things
good.
they can do, but lesbians, that's just ridiculous.
The posters here have been staying up
That's
like
unacceptable.
for weeks.
People
One
gave
person
up.
wrote in the elevator, there's one in the elevator, it says goy slop on the bottom. It's like a Beyond Meat. It's for the cookout. Goy slop on the bottom.
It's mostly for animal science.
Okay, what are you guys gonna do the
Cookout.
cookout? Thank you.
I don't know. They planned it for next week. Is it gonna be warm?
Yeah, next week is insane. Why don't you do it like
That's what I'm saying. That you should wait.
Or no, wait, that's right, because we decided to wait. That's hard.
I think next week is good. It's warmer than this week, right?
Are we gonna do another one later, or is this gonna be our only one?
I mean, you can always do as many as you want.
I mean, I don't know how long it'll be good. We're gonna do one at Auburn in April 24th. I think.
I put in a request.
I'm wondering if we
Friday.
could do like a cross campus, like that could maybe be
Fucking
cool.
bros,
Be like
work with
all
the pigs.
vegan cookouts all over the U.S.
It's the only job I can find. My way in Cincinnati is
I can take a distance over 60,000. I think we have all the stuff. I keep the stuff in my lease is up at the end of February, so there's no, I just have no way to pull.
Yeah, nobody else cares because nobody else has to go for 2 minutes.
My car's already full.
Surely you can wait till like at least like or something, right? Yeah. I don't know.
I think I'll be busy here later. I want to get rocked.
Well, you work very like otherwise.
To replace my job.
I will if I'm back on Columbus, but I'm leaving tonight.
I don't want to wait until the end and then just like
You're the president now, or am I?
go president.
Yeah, I live with him.
I mean, Anna's doing a good job, but
My brother?
better if you have multiple people.
Yeah, I think Rocco fully intended. That's what he told me.
Yeah, he said
He fully
it.
He's hoping too that like he wants to get his MCAT done so that way next year he can essentially just be off the hook where he could like just focus on ASAP is really his intention because if he gets accepted over the
There was a guy who was vegan. I forgot his name. He stopped by at the table and then he said he'll bring a friend. Yesterday.
Did you see him?
Yeah, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to talk to him before he left.
Is Rocco?
No, I know him.
Rocco did bring a few friends. As they left, I heard them talking about.
Who was this guy? But you don't have a face, so it's not gonna really help. So,
Oh, Mitchell.
Mitchell, that's it.
Oh yeah.
How did you, from the hair?
Yeah. Oh, I just knew he was back there.
Yeah.
I do remember Mitchell now.
Yeah, he's cool. He hasn't come to table, but he's always like very eager to
Push.
GM at the RQ locations was such a
He's a good. Yeah, I think he's been vegan.
And I think he said he'll bring a friend too.
What's that?
He He said he was going to bring a friend too.
I thought that friend that he was with yesterday, he planned on coming to. The friend signed up for the talk.
You know what? I
So I
actually
don't know
wanted
if
to
he
do
got
this
to
kind of
come.
because we were there for such a short time period.
I didn't really get to
And I
see
knew
all
so
who
many
was in
people
here. I
that
don't know, it's for
like that have this big fires.
since I was eating OSU out of their year-long supply of impossible chicken tenders.
Where did you get some?
I did. The guy working the impossible chicken tenders, he said, at the Scott's. Yes, they have impossible chicken tenders. And he was like, I never have to fill up this bucket, and I filled it up twice. Like while I was getting more, I was like, oh, yikes. This is my wake-up sign.
Yes.
During COVID, you get
2
to
days.
go, and I just filled up full of the chicken nuggets. But that's not even what I want to do. That campaign I was talking about.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can't speak for everyone.
Tried to do that at the same time. It would have been hilarious. Thank you guys.
Thanks so much. Thanks for coming.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
When do you like?
I was kind of wondering. You mentioned that you were gay, atheist, and vegan. Do you think I'm also an atheist and vegan?
I actually didn't say the word atheist. I am atheist, but I usually don't say. Did I actually say that, or
Yeah,
just
you said
implied?
not religious.
I probably implied, yeah.
But it was just, well, I think you did hint at it in your talk about it. And I'm just curious if you found that being different in one thing made it a little easier to be different in something else.
Probably.
That's kind of what I've been thinking I'm seeing in myself. That's why I was asking you.
And then there was like
Yeah,
a
for
pause,
sure.
do you eat it? And Conrad was like, I thought you just
I think so.
It seems like those
I
two
was like, I
go
also
together
thought
a lot.
that I'm okay
And
with it.
just had always this feeling that
Well, I was gonna say too, it's like,
one of the
I met him
reasons
like an hour
we
before
have
that.
such a fight with veganism is that because religion supports the abuse of animals so much.
Yeah.
And wasn't. I've been wrestling with that lately.
Yeah, it's very tough. The toughest conversations are with religious people who blindly, like I'm atheist, obviously, like, but I think there are at least religious people who have compassion and they can see like beyond.
Absolutely.
But there are some who are just so into the text and they just, you can't logic with them at all. Even using their own framework, I can't talk to them within their framework because it just doesn't. Yeah. And Islam is the worst.
Really?
Yeah, it's like every time I feel like maybe the fact that I'm from Iran and not even saying I'm atheist, like sometimes I don't say I'm Muslim, whatever. You still can't get to them. They're just like, no, God, Allah said, walk. And it's like, oh my God. Can't make progress at all. But I do think atheism probably makes you more likely to start questioning things a little easier.
Although for me it was the other way around. I actually turned vegetarian first, went on to be a vegan, and that's what caused me to question my
Yeah,
religion.
they're definitely linked, I think.
So she completely pivoted from like,
I don't know. That was a progression.
like vegetarian.
Still wrestling with how to make progress.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks again. Nice talking to you too. Thanks for coming. Yeah.
See you again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Take care.
I saw something for us. Just want to shit. You don't have to listen. There's do you know what Indivisible is? The political organization? Yeah, they're like a left-wing organizing group, but whatever. But the guy in charge.
Just so you know, you're being broadcast. So.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. He said the problem with political leaders is that they aren't demanding enough of their constituents. And that's how I feel like at the OSU club. It was like every time that someone actually wanted to be a part of the club, it was because we were like trying to force them to do something they initially didn't want to do, and now they're just doing it as a habit, and they're like way happier for it. You know what I mean? But like, and I know you already know this, but
No, it's really interesting. Like Christians, they've made it their culture to talk to other people to make them Christian. They like, I was walking, they were like, do you want to come to church? And they don't do that thinking like it's a big pressure for them. They do that like willingly and happily. And there's something to be learned from.
I think ASAP less so, but a lot of vegan groups like don't make people do big ask. But it's like the big ask is like kind of paradoxically what gets people to be dedicated. You know what I mean?
I should maybe be more clear.
People don't want to be inconvenienced. They want to feel like they're joining something and being a part of something. You can't do that, but just by saying.
They literally do hazing in clubs to feel like they're a part of something.
Right. So it's like make someone feel like they're doing something besides just buying stuff at a grocery store. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, that's just like. Like the fact that we have so many people here at OSU that actually show up and like do stuff. It's
really good.
Yes, they're all great, but it's like a product of trying to create a culture, and I think we succeeded where we asked people to become the people who ask people to do other things, who ask people to do other things, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now everyone's like.
And something I really wanna protect that culture and have hopefully some of our graduates who do well. It could be you if you ever were interested. But I asked Joey to like former chapter leads to sort of like mentor definitely their own alma mater, as well as like maybe 2 or 3 like universities that like just check on them, just make sure they're doing.
I'd do that for free for us.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If you want me to do that, I'll do that for free. I can do that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm serious. Broadcast to the whole world, now everyone knows.
Okay, yeah, I can.
I made a promise into the
I started live streaming all of my talks.
Do you get, how many views do you get?
At the end of a talk, it's like 200, 300, depends.
That's kind of not bad.
But that's not really the point. The point is like, the talk is always out there. Someone can always see it.
Yeah.
It helps the channel as well. New people join. And I feel like there is something more honest about it too. Like this is what I do. Like it's live.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't like handpick pictures to show people. Like sometimes the room is less crowded, sometimes more crowded, but we just show up. We do what we have to do.
I think it was cool in your talk at the end how much you were exhorting people to actually participate. I think that actually is more effective than. I think when I was vegetarian, I was vegetarian for like a year and a half before I watched Dominion and actually finally went vegan. But I think I would have rather gone to a club than give up cheese. But that would get me to give up cheese.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a thought.
Yeah.
Cross. Stealing ideas from political movements that are of middling importance.
No, that's good observation. We should always look at what works and apply it.
And when do you leave?
No, I just want to see.
No, when do you leave tonight? Just out of curiosity.
They probably rather me finish and leave as soon as possible because we have a long drive. I think it's 4 hours at least to
Feel free to
Purdue.
Yeah, it's like about 3 hours.
3 hours? With these people stopping and peeing and getting coffee.
Yeah. You should probably go check.
Yeah. No, he was new, so he's not vegan, just wanted to see.
Who?
The guy sitting on the table.
I don't know who like.
How's it going? Yeah, of course. What's that?
Amazing job with your presentation.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You gave
Thank
me
you.
a lot to think about.
Yeah. How do you feel?
You're very upset about basically the daily Holocaust that is happening to all animals in the United States and
Yeah.
the world. But I don't know how I go over that hurdle of like just stopping, stopping. Because you're right, it is a novelty item, and I like it because it is a novelty item. I don't need it, but you're right though. It just tastes
so you want more of
Yeah.
it. But I guess as humans, we have to go over our base instincts of just short-term pleasure over
Exactly.
like long-term.
You ask any vegan, they would tell you like the best decision that they've ever made in their life is going vegan. And they mean that. We don't just say that. We're like, once you cross that bridge, you're like, how did I even like think about this for more than 2 seconds? It's like so obvious. But yeah, I think like just thinking about the animals just makes it a lot easier. And you might be sort of like warm now that you just saw this presentation, but tomorrow you're gonna go back to your daily life. You will never ever be challenged again for what you just saw. You're not gonna see the footage, you're not gonna, same thing. You know, it's just like you now have to have that like courage inside you to, it becomes progressively easier to ignore what you just saw today as time goes, right? So use the momentum that you have to just make the right decision and just be over. It'll be the best thing you ever do.
Yeah, but it is very upsetting to me when I retire and when I assume when I'm very old, and I'm Texas, so I do want to live like a bit rurally and like have animals.
You can still do that. I have a good news for you. Texas, which part?
I live in the Dallas region.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you heard of Plano?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then yeah, I live in Plano then.
Okay.
Yeah, I usually just tell people I live in the Dallas metropolitan area.
No.
Nobody
I'm in
knows
Austin.
where Plano is. Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I studied in Texas Tech as well. So I've been like, I became vegan in Lubbock, Texas. You know Lubbock?
Yes.
Cow town.
I got accepted into Texas
Really?
Tech, actually.
Like literally can't get worse than Lubbock when it comes to veganism 15 years ago. So if I could do it, like there is no reason anyone else can't. Seriously. But what I say is,
Talk about retiring in a rural community.
oh, right, thank you. There is a sanctuary in Texas called Rowdy Girl Sanctuary.
That's the one I was trying to think of. I was like,
Yeah.
I think it's in Texas.
Yeah. So it was a cattle ranch, and then the owner, like, she named the cows, and one of them was Rowdy Girl. And one day she was like selling Rowdy Girl to slaughterhouse. She just couldn't do it anymore. And then she was like, you know what, screw it. And then she bought the entire like cattle from her husband, and threatened her husband that if he sends any of these cows to slaughter, then she would like divorce him. And so she was very like adamant. And then the husband eventually ends up becoming vegan. And now they actually turned the whole thing to a sanctuary. So it is absolutely possible to be around animals. And what better way to hang out with these animals knowing that they're alive because of you? It's like, I feel like that's just the best. Have you ever like rescued an animal yourself?
No.
I've rescued some dogs and some like wild animals. It's like, but the dogs, because they're still like living with someone, it's like knowing that this dog, like from the middle of the like streets, that's where I found them. You know that they exist, they're living, they're enjoying their lives because of you. It's like one of the best feelings in the world. Nothing comes closer. But I was going to say, there is only one thing that can stop you from going vegan right now, and that's just yourself. It's like, I'm not religious, so I don't really believe in this, but it's a funny thought experiment. It's like as if we have this like good angel, bad angel. I forgot which one is which. It's like one is greedy and selfish, and it wants you to, so yeah, just be greedy, right? And the other one like wants you to live your values, like be a better version of yourself. And it's like that conflict always exists in all of us at all time, right? It's like typically for every vegan, it's like that voice keeps bothering you and just says, you know it's wrong. And then you're like, oh no, I just like love steak, and you eat it. There's just like part of you still. And one day, finally, this guy says, enough is enough, and you just make the change. But that battle will continue. For me, it took some time. I think it took me a couple of months. But only because the person who actually helped me go vegetarian, she herself was vegetarian. I never watched the footage. I didn't have a community, so I just had to like cook in my head for some time. If somebody asked me the right question, I would have made the change immediately. The right question is, how many more animals should die until you go vegan? 0, 10, 100, what's the right answer, ideally? next time you sit down to eat, if you ask yourself that question, if you do yourself one favor, whatever your favorite food is, let's say steak. Next time you have steak, don't just see food. For 1 second, think about the experience of the animal. It just suddenly stops being food. You can't, like even if I paid you, I can't force you to have it. Once that clicks. And then it just becomes really easy. It's not like you are trying to stop yourself from doing something. You just stop looking at it as food.
What are your opinions on plant-based alternatives? Like, do you think fake meat is like a good global solution to this problem, or do you think maybe we shouldn't have like I wouldn't say like temptation, but like the concept of like something that looks like meat in
Something
general.
rich and fleshy.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts.
Because I'll be honest, beyond Impossible Whopper versus regular Whopper, I tried both. I cannot tell the difference between the two anymore.
Yeah.
It has become so, it is actually impossible to tell which is fake now if you dress it up nicely and make it look like a hamburger.
So I recently actually published on this. It's a very easy read. So put your email here and just send this article to yourself.
And my school email.
Whichever.
Honestly, if I met a dude and I found out his glasses were
Actually, should we switch designs of
I'm sorry
glasses?
about what's happening in Iran, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
Thank you.
I'm sure the word Iran will be sung numerous times tonight during.
I have many Iranian friends in high school. I
Yeah.
understand the plight of them.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. But to answer your question, environmentally wise, they're always better than animal products. Health wise, when someone says, is something healthy, you should always ask compared to what? That's a question. Like,
because I know the soy-based sodium, like they have so much sodium.
So the new version of Beyond, they actually try to lower saturated fat and sodium, right? But at the end of the day, you can't just focus on one component. You have to look at food as a package. And then the experiment, the real thing that at the end of the day, what matters is you have two groups of people, you give them Beyond Burger. The other one, you're not giving them like the equivalent of Beyond Burger, but red meat. Red meat burger. That would be a good test, right? Then you actually look at their cardiovascular risk, like metabolic parameters, risk of diabetes, and all that. And they actually did that. So it's called the SWAP study. If you just search SWAP, so they gave people Beyond Meat versus other, and this is the older Beyond Meat with higher sodium. And compared to red meat burger, Beyond Meat still did better. Right? Yeah. So people had better lipids, lower blood pressure, and a few other things within just a few weeks. But at the end of the day, the healthiest and cheapest thing that is, I think, most sustainable anyways is just legumes, rice, beans, pasta, bread, nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables. The paper I sent you, I outlined this as the best way to feed the world is literally the cheapest and healthiest. Happen to be the cheapest, healthiest, most available, most sustainable. Lentils, beans, every culture eats that. Reduces the risk of cancer, reduces the risk of heart disease and diabetes, full of protein, full of phytonutrients and minerals. It's amazing. Beans. So yeah, if you have to compare Beyond Meat with, I don't know, beans, let's say you eat Chipotle with beans and grilled vegetables, stuff like that, that's going to be a better choice. But I think it's good to have these options for people who really, sometimes you just really want to have a burger. You don't really care about your health. You want to cheat.
But I have enough pride in
Don't cheat on your morals and values. Cheat on your stomach with the Beyond Burger, right?
I would rather eat, something that looks like meat, but I know reason that didn't come.
That's totally fine. That's why they exist. That you get the same taste, same texture, and cultivated meat, lab-grown meat is going to be hopefully the next one that is not even plant-based, really animal-based.
I think we'll figure that out in the next 30 years.
It's only a matter of money. But all I'm saying, and those are amazing technological advancements that like did not exist in the past, and like we all have. But the choice is yours. You have like legumes, you have Beyond Burger, you have cultivated meat in the future. Pick your pick, you know. But there is just like no excuse to go back to just like eating animals, because we wouldn't have done that. Like I said, like if you care about an animal, like your dog, you would never go home and say like, sorry, buddy, you taste good. Like you know taste is not good enough a reason to eat your dog. What is it then? Convenience? No. So what is it? But thanks for giving me an open mind. I really appreciate it. I know it's a tough.
Yeah, it's a good one, but then you have to live in Finland.
I'll be truthful. I didn't really like vegans in the past.
Yeah.
More nowadays,
Yeah.
I kind of see the argument. Like, this is actually terrible. But that was a younger me. Though,
No,
I
no,
didn't
no,
really
yeah.
understand, like,
They have adequate
how bad it actually was.
They actually have like a communal kind of society.
People hate vegans for two reasons. One is they don't understand what veganism means. They just think, like if you don't get the moral argument, which takes some time to look into it, but if you're missing that, it just feels like a group of people are trying to, as if like eat bananas, not apples. Like if you're eating apple, you're a bad person. Of course you're like, oh, these guys are trying to push their beliefs. It's that, and second, when vegans speak up, it's a very uncomfortable thing. People take it personally. Nothing I said here today was personal to people. It was like society has a problem. But people do take it as, oh, are you judging my culture or my tradition? Which is not the case, but people deflect instead of like facing the moral question. And one way when we deal with our deflections is by saying that vegans are bad, you know, instead of like looking inside, because it's easier.
Now over time, most of us are still. I've seen videos. I've seen
like we were just leaving college.
What these farms
That
are
was the first
doing.
time I went for a week.
And I see them in my own. I mean, you live in Texas, well, you just see them all the time. In Texas, it's just a big part of the thing where it's like, it's okay if we kill animals because they're doing it for the economy.
Yeah.
Like farming's such a huge industry in
For
Texas.
sure.
And people hunt all the time in Texas. So it's like,
They do, but honestly, I just think that everyone is brainwashed. Even the hunting, as kids, guaranteed. Unless the kid was an actual psycho that enjoyed killing animals, which is like rare, the first time they probably pulled the trigger, they felt uncomfortable. But then parents like pat you on the shoulder, like you're growing up, that you're acting like a real man, and you just toughen up to be insensitive. So even with Texans, like everyone gets a chance. Everyone shouldn't have an opportunity to at least question this. But
a cookie or a charcuterie board.
She can't say no to people.
Yeah. She doesn't. She defends it. With
this guy,
her money. She's saying like, well, if it's
the
free,
paper I sent you is actually,
funding this thing.
it's me and Joey.
But it's like the doctor said.
He's like my best friend, but he's actually from Dallas, and he also went to Texas Tech. And one day when I was tabling, our paths just crossed. I told him about veganism for 5 minutes. I didn't convince him to go vegan. I think he was like very ready for it. But his background was he was a part of Future Farmers of America, and he was in Marine Corps, like as Texan as you can get possibly, right? But now he's not only vegan, but he's dedicating his life to like helping animals. He's a PhD as well. One of the smartest people, like he's making real impact. He's working with FDA to reduce animal testing. God knows how many people he has made vegan. And the moral of the story is that first, even a Texan who was a part of Future Farmers of America and is a part of military, still has an open heart. And second, like when you speak up, when you like care about this, you know, every time I have to table, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to do it. I just push myself and I do it anyways. But then someone like that, it's crazy. I'm from Iran, like another continent. You end up in the middle of Texas, nowhere, and then your paths cross. It's just so amazing that you say something and it just resonates with them. And he has changed my life, I have changed his life. It's just the most beautiful thing, and he's now saving animals. And so that's the power of like making the right choice and just like talking to others, because things change. The chicken?
Yeah, I've heard stories like that in Asia,
Yeah.
where I live, like a long time ago, where it's like where a kid would come back, his dog's missing, and then dinner that day would be like meat on the table, and you'd be like, where did this come from? And then in the middle of eating, they would be like, oh, it's from your dog. And it's like,
It gave me goosebumps. Like horrible. It's not that like parents mean it, but it's like it's child abuse. It's like literally lying to a kid, killing their friends. It's like crazy that it's like normalized in society.
it's just systemic.
Yeah, it's systemic. Like I don't think like they mean it, but at the end of the day, it's like we need to change, right? I think like traditions, like there are good things about traditions, bad things about traditions. It's our job to keep the good things and just let go of bad things. Otherwise, nothing will change.
And we as humans, I think our best strength is that we can come to realize that we can move away from something and adopt something else. We're not like animals where we have to stick to our places.
Exactly.
Literally, just change our minds.
In college, we have
And lifestyles, right? What do you study again, sir?
Electrical and
Oh yeah, you mentioned it.
we had a girl on the team who was.
But I'm currently in an ethics class, so I keep thinking about talking about it. So
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you giving it an open mind. Thank you. If you need any help or anything, these guys are here. Make sure you connect with them. On Instagram, you can just find them ASAP_OSU. Very simple. Message them. You have my email now.
yeah.
Yeah. Literally reach out anytime you have questions. But
Gotta eat our words.
yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
my
Doc.
pleasure. Yeah.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much. You have
My pleasure.
So I do wish she would have stood her ground a couple times.
We don't fight each other.
We really don't fight each other enough. Not in like any sort of sexual way. It's like
She never ever said anything. She was like, whatever. I myself, and then she finally looked around.
this like sounds really
about it. But I don't see